We are now in a place where everyone is fasting, everyone is carb phobic, and now everything is about carnivore. And the reason why this is absolute bullshit for you is because we were designed to tap into an energy source, and that requires carbohydrates as our fueling. But somewhere along the way, someone spoke a bunch of shit and told you to do something, and you are going and following it, and then you're not seeing results. You're tired as fuck, and this is actually causing you to definitely create a much lesser version of yourself, as well as your performance dropping like crazy. Now, if you are all about trying to perform better, like we are solely looking at the person that wants to be able to do high intensity. They want to be able to run faster. They want to be able to do more work. Let's look at it from that perspective of doing more work. You need to eat carbs, and especially women. The reason why this comes up, and it's coming up so much more now, is because it's become more of a trend, right? If you're doing any of these trends, you're cool. But if you're not, then oh my gosh, you're so off track. So I want to tap into this a little bit more because this is what happened to me. I went to someone and I told them that I wanted to get leaner, I wanted to get stronger, I wanted to get fitter. And so they gave me a carb-free diet. I maybe ate, I would say about 40 grams, maybe 50 grams of carbs a day. And as I did this, I lasted only a few weeks and I was really tired. I'm talking like my fatigue levels were so intense that it was so hard for me to even concentrate. So remember, I was still doing a lot of strength training. I was still doing a lot of conditioning, but that was not enough for what I was doing. After a few weeks, I found myself really starting to struggle with my energy. And then the next thing happened, which was one of the worst aspects. I started to actually get some pain in my joints. And in particular, I actually got a stress fracture in my shin. And that happened over the course of about 8 weeks. So just so you know, I was on no carbs for 8 weeks at this point. That is a long time of not eating a lot of carbs. Every day I was eating maybe 50 grams. Over the course of a week, I'm not eating a lot of carbohydrates. I'm primarily having, yes, my protein and a little bit of fat, but not really. This was given to me. And I was super young at the time. I was very ignorant. I had no idea what I was doing. And I was putting my trust into someone that I thought knew what they were doing. But that's just how it goes. So after I got the stress fractures and I realized, okay, now I can't do anything. I went from doing so much work and really enjoying my training to not doing anything. So then what happened is I started to lose my menstruation. And so when you actually get fatigue, no menstruation, plus your bone density drops, you fall into the category of amenorrhea. And the women, unfortunately, that find themselves in this category, it takes a long time to get out of it. And it's honestly so incredibly sad. So if you are a female and you like to do some form of athletics, you need to eat carbohydrates because a lot of the time, not only is carb a very great energy source, but it actually still has micronutrients. No one's talking about the micronutrients that are coming with potatoes and fruits and vegetables and rice. No one's talking about those because all they're saying is carbs make you fat. Carbs make you fat. Okay, that is the biggest load of bullshit there is. Bad carbs make you fat, not good carbs. Good carbs give you energy. Bad carbs don't. There is a massive difference. And if you actually address this and if you actually stop listening to those trying to sell you on a trend, you'll probably get better results. And results come in the form of better energy, better performance, and overall, your body will then showcase that. But you're chasing an image. That is the biggest problem that is out there. Everyone's chasing an image. You're not chasing performance. You're not chasing energy. You're not chasing confidence. You're chasing a fucking image. So you're probably chasing the wrong thing. And you know where you're going to land? You're going to land at vanity. And vanity is definitely not what you want to be. Because if you are, not a lot of people are going to like that about you. So as I got to that point, it took me months to reverse that. I had to start eating more. I had to start prioritizing micronutrients, okay? Like I had to start looking at the depths of calcium, of vitamin B, of vitamin C, of vitamin D, of iron. All of these had to then start to come into my play. Now, the best thing about this is that it encouraged me to go and get my degree and actually learn about nutrition. My own sports dietitian became my teacher. My teacher then helped me understand nutrition on a whole different level. So now, whenever I work with someone, I do not deprive them of a food group. I do not tell them that they cannot eat carbs. I do not tell them that they can't go and have something that's actually going to be beneficial. Yeah, I'm going to tell them to stay away from the stuff that's causing them to be overweight or out of shape or like affecting their sleep or even increasing their stress. Yes, I'm going to tell them that. But I'm not going to tell them to go and literally not have a food group that is part of your energy system. It doesn't make any sense. And too many people are listening to all the wrong people because now it's easy to be an influencer and throw yourself out there. And just because you have a decent sized body or your body has a little bit of muscle in it, you just know everything. But in reality, you don't. So when you're at the edge of your knowledge, be willing to actually ask someone for some help. There's nothing wrong with that. And you're probably going to learn a lot more in the process. So when I actually start to look at someone's nutrition, I don't just look at what they're eating. I'm going to look at what's their stress levels like. What type of training are they even doing and how often? And then once I have that, I'm going to look at their sleep. And then I'm going to ask them, well, okay, what's your support system like? What does your day-to-day look like? Let's take a look at things from a whole different level so that we can isolate the problem, give you a full solution so that you change your life. So if that's you and you actually do want to take your health to a whole new level, what you're going to do is you can fill out the application and see if this is a good fit for you. If not, do something to make a change to your diet. If that means that you haven't been eating carbs, slowly introduce them. If it means that all you do is eat protein, drop that down a bit. Add some calories from something else. It might even be from fat, right? But start to balance out and play around with different options. You don't have to just stick to one way. Balanced macros are always going to be your best bet. Whether it is 40% carbs, 30% protein, and 30% fat, you could start there. Or you could do a 35% on carbs. You could do 35% on protein and 30% fat. All of this is going to depend on your body, on your training, on your sleep, on your stress. All of this is very, very much dependent upon that. So it's not a one size fits all, okay? You can't just go and say, hey, everyone in the world should do keto. Everyone in the world should do no carbs. Everyone in the world should do Whole30. It doesn't work like that. Everybody's different. What works for me will not work for you. So you have to apply what is going to work for you, and that's going to help propel you forward. Most of the people that I talk to and that I work with, they are chasing more performance-based goals. Yes, their weight will come down. Their body fat percentage will drop. Their muscle mass will go up. But ultimately, they're going to get the most amount of PRs. They're going to enhance themselves. Their sleep's going to be better. They're going to handle stress a lot better. Their mindset's going to be stronger. They're going to become more resilient. All of this is going to happen. But not the person who's only chasing the scale and for the scale to drop, and not the person that only cares about their image. Your image is a reflection of your work. And if you're chasing the image, then your work's probably going to be half-assed. Let's be real. It's going to be half-assed. That's where you got to start to make the change. Change your level of thinking. Your level of thinking is everything about you. So if you're not eating carbs, start to incorporate them, but know that there is better carbs. Fruits are good carbs. Vegetables are good carbs. Potatoes is a vegetable. Eat the carbs. And if you're going to go for rices, go for like more of the low GI rices like basmati or jasmine. Go for those carbohydrates. Don't go for the packaged stuff. Don't go for the chips and don't go for the cookies. Don't go for the sugars. Those are the bad carbs, as everyone likes to say it. So don't go for those. Go for the good quality ingredients that are actually going to help you, give you energy. That's what's going to help you, not the bad stuff, because that's what it rises your insulin, and then you get these spikes, and everyone talks about insulin spikes, and we're actually meant to have insulin spikes. They're very actually good for you, but they just don't need to be as often and as crazy as you're making them because you're having the bad sources of carbohydrates. So you know what to do. Go and apply it, because everything you want is on the other side of fear. So take action, make a move, because you're one decision away from a completely different life.